getting older, right? But then comes the fall, and suddenly, life changes. In America, one senior is rushed to the emergency room every 11 seconds because of a fall. Not because they were careless, not because they were frail, but often because of one silent culprit, a small, underappreciated muscle in the front of the lower leg that controls how you walk, how you stay balanced, and whether you get to live your life on your terms. And here's what no one tells you. This muscle starts to weaken in your 60s, sometimes even earlier. And yet most doctors never mention it. It's not part of your checkup, not something you're told to watch for. But it should be. The good news? It's not too late. In this video, I'll show you a simple 2-minute routine that can help restore this muscle and, more importantly, restore your confidence. This isn't just about preventing falls, it's about holding on to the life you love. So stay with me. This could be the turning point you didn't know you needed. Part 1. The missing piece in fall prevention. It's easy to think that falls just come with getting older. Maybe you've told yourself that. Maybe someone else said it to you. Oh, that's just part of aging. But the truth is, most falls aren't caused by age itself. They're caused by something much smaller, much more specific, and almost always ignored. It's a single muscle, right along the front of your shin, called the tibialis anterior. And while it might sound like something from a medical textbook, it's quietly at work every time you take a step. Its job? To lift your toes just enough so you can walk without dragging them. That's it. It sounds so minor, so unremarkable. But if that muscle starts to fade, which it often does after the age of 60, it can set off a slow-motion chain reaction that ends in a fall, a stumble on the edge of a rug, a toe that catches a crack in the driveway. That tiny lift, the one you used to do without thinking, becomes unreliable. And that's where the trouble starts. So why doesn't anyone talk about this muscle? Because it's not part of the usual checklist. When doctors look at your mobility, they focus on the bigger muscles, your thighs, calves, glutes. These are the ones that give you power when climbing stairs or standing up from a chair. But balance? The kind of balance that keeps you upright during everyday life? That often comes down to the quiet muscles. The ones like the tibialis anterior that work behind the scenes, without fanfare. Imagine it like this. You've got a beautiful, well-built house. The paint's fresh, the roof looks good, everything seems fine. But underneath, the foundation is cracking. Slowly, quietly, and no one notices. Until the floor sags, or the wall buckles. That's exactly how this muscle works. You don't notice it weakening until your steps get shorter, your confidence fades, and the ground starts to feel less steady. Or think about your car. You can have a great engine, perfect tires, a shiny exterior. But if the emergency brake isn't holding when it should, you're at risk. The tibialis anterior is like that brake. You rely on it more than you think, especially when you don't realize it's there. And here's the most important part. This muscle isn't just weakening in other people. It could be weakening in you. If you've recently caught your toe, shuffled more than usual, or felt nervous stepping onto an uneven path, that's your early warning system. That's your body whispering, something's not right. But you're not powerless. Far from it. This is one of the rare areas of aging where you can take back control, quickly, simply, and right at home. With just a couple minutes a day, you can start waking this muscle up again, restoring its strength and protecting your balance. No equipment, No long workouts, just a few small, specific movements that make a massive difference. This muscle may be hidden, but it's not forgotten anymore. You're about to learn how to bring it back and build the kind of stability that lets you walk through life with strength and peace of mind. Part 2. Real people. Real struggles. Helen's story. Helen used to love mornings. Before the sun got too high, she'd grab her wide-brimmed hat, slip on her old gardening gloves, and head into the backyard. She always said there was something healing about pulling weeds with your hands, about watching things grow. The garden wasn't just a hobby, it was her quiet retreat, a place where she still felt strong. Then came the morning that changed everything. She was stepping over the hose she'd used 1,000 times before when her foot didn't lift quite high enough. Her toe caught. She twisted, stumbled, and fell onto the soft earth beside her begonias. No broken bones, no sirens. But something broke in Helen that day. Not physically, emotionally. She sat on the ground for a long while, staring at the flowers, not because she was hurt, but because she was afraid. Afraid that maybe her body couldn't be trusted anymore. Afraid that her independence, something she'd always worn like a badge of honor, was slipping away without warning. After that, she avoided the garden. She told herself it was too hot, or she'd tend to it later. But the truth was, she'd started doubting her legs, her balance, her future. That's when she stumbled upon something different, something simple. A short video explaining how a small muscle in the front of your leg, the tibialis anterior, can weaken as you age. And how that quiet little muscle, forgotten by most doctors, plays a critical role in lifting your toes when you walk. That moment clicked for Helen. That's what happened, she thought. It wasn't me. It was that muscle. The video showed 3 simple exercises. Nothing dramatic, just toe lifts, heel walks, and tracing the alphabet in the air with your feet. Helen began doing them while brushing her teeth, while waiting for her coffee to finish brewing. No fanfare, just small motions, done daily. What surprised her most wasn't just the strength that returned, but the calm. The quiet confidence of knowing her body was still capable of change, still willing to work with her, if she paid attention. 3 weeks later, she returned to her garden. She told her daughter, "It feels like I got a piece of myself back." Not because the fear vanished entirely, but because the fear no longer had the last word. That's the real power of these small daily efforts. Not in building muscle for vanity or ego, but in restoring something far more valuable, the belief that you still belong in the life you've built. Part 3. Why this muscle fails after 60. It's strange how the little things start to change first. Not your strength, not your will, but the tiny moments. You pause before stepping off the porch. You glance down more often when walking on gravel. You catch yourself reaching for walls in your own home. It's not fear exactly, it's something quieter. A kind of uncertainty. Like your feet aren't quite as trustworthy as they used to be. This isn't just about aging bones or tired muscles. At the heart of these subtle changes is something most people never hear about: nerve loss. Beginning around the age of 60, your body starts to lose the fine web of nerves that connect your brain to your lower legs. These nerves carry important instructions: how high to lift your foot, when to shift your weight, how to keep your toes from dragging. But with time, those signals don't travel as quickly, or sometimes they don't arrive at all. It's not dramatic. You won't feel it all at once, but bit by bit, your coordination fades, And the tibialis anterior, the muscle that helps you lift your toes when you walk, is especially vulnerable. Without strong, fast signals from your nervous system, it gets less stimulation, less engagement, and eventually less strength. That's why so many falls happen during the simplest movements: walking to the kitchen, stepping over a rug, getting up to answer the door. But the problem isn't just in your body, it's also in your shoes. For years now, modern footwear has been designed for softness and protection. Thick soles, deep padding, cushioned insoles. It feels great on tired feet, but all that comfort comes at a cost. Your feet no longer need to adapt, feel the ground, or respond to slight shifts. The muscles in your lower leg, including the tibialis anterior, are doing less and less. Over time, they fall asleep. This is what experts call muscle amnesia. The muscles aren't injured, they've just stopped being called upon. Compare this with how your body was used to moving decades ago. You walked more, stood longer, navigated uneven ground, lawns, gravel, steps without railings. Your feet had to participate in every step. Back then, your balance wasn't something you had to think about. It was just built in. But modern aging has quietly erased a lot of that natural training. We now walk shorter distances, on flatter surfaces, in softer shoes. We move less. We sit more. And over time, the systems in our body that were once so responsive, so sharp, begin to go dull. Not because we're broken, but because we've stopped giving them a reason to stay sharp. And here's the beautiful truth. Your body is always listening. Even after years of silence, you can wake up those pathways again. The tibialis anterior can be reactivated. Your balance can improve. Your brain can relearn how to talk to your feet. And you don't need to overhaul your life to do it. You just need 2 minutes a day of intentional movement, a signal, a nudge, a reminder that your body is still yours and still ready to support you. You didn't lose this strength all at once, and you won't get it back overnight. But step by step, you can reclaim it. And it starts now. Part 4. Early warning signs. You shouldn't ignore. It's amazing how much we overlook in the rush of everyday life. The small pauses, the subtle changes, the things we adjust to without realizing we're adjusting at all. When it comes to balance and stability, the warning signs don't scream. They whisper. And if you've ever said, "I'm just being extra careful lately," chances are, you've already heard the whisper. Let's begin with one of the most common signs. Shortened steps. You used to walk with ease, maybe even a little bounce, but now your feet barely clear the ground. You start to shuffle. Not because you're tired, but because your body is quietly compensating for something it no longer trusts. Then come the toe catches. You brush your foot against the rug, clip the threshold, or misjudge a small step. Maybe you laugh it off. But deep down, a part of you wonders, what if I hadn't caught myself? These stumbles are not clumsiness. They're signals. Your tibialis anterior isn't lifting like it used to. Another signal is avoidance. Maybe you skip certain paths on your walk. You steer around the gravel. You hesitate at the edge of a lawn. That's your inner voice saying, "I don't feel as steady as I used to." And that voice, it deserves to be heard, not ignored. But perhaps the most emotional sign is something few people talk about. The quiet fear. You feel it when you step onto a slope, when the floor feels too smooth, when you hold your breath during a walk you once found peaceful. That anxiety isn't in your head, it's in your legs. Your body is trying to warn you, gently but firmly, that it needs support. So here's a quick challenge, one that could reveal more than you expect. Stand in front of a full-length mirror. Take 10 slow steps toward it. Watch your feet. Are you lifting your toes? Do you feel confident or cautious? This isn't about judgment. It's about awareness. Now, I invite you to reflect. How many of these signs sound familiar? 1, 2, maybe all? Type the number that matched you most in the comments. Not as a confession, but as a decision. Because when you name something, you take its power away. And you take the first step toward taking your life and your balance back. Part 5. The 2-minute fix. 3 key exercises. If you've ever felt like your body was slowly pulling away from you, you're not alone. The beautiful truth is, your body hasn't given up on you. It's been waiting for you to notice it. And now, with just 2 minutes a day, you can begin to wake up a part of yourself that's been quietly fading. Let's do it together, step by step. Exercise 1. Toe raises. Lighting the fuse. Begin by sitting upright in a sturdy chair. Plant your feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift just your toes and the front of your foot. Keep your heels grounded. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower with control. Repeat 15 times. You're not just moving your foot. You're reactivating a muscle that's vital for safe, confident steps. This is the same motion that keeps you from stumbling over a rug or catching a stair. When you feel ready, try it standing. Hold on to a counter or chair. Same lift, same pause. But now you're doing it with your full weight. You'll feel the challenge, but also the spark. Exercise 2. Heel walks. Relearning confidence. Stand tall, feet hip-width apart. Lift your toes and the balls of your feet so you're balancing on your heels. Now walk slowly forward, taking small steps. Start with 10 to 15 steps. This movement strengthens the tibialis anterior and teaches your body to rebalance while in motion. It's more than exercise, it's coordination training. The kind that helps you walk across a gravel driveway, step into the garden, or navigate the sidewalk without second-guessing your feet. Start with 3 sets, resting in between. Use a wall or countertop nearby. You're not proving anything. You're rebuilding something precious. Exercise 3. Alphabet tracing. Where the brain meets the body. Sit comfortably. Lift 1 foot a few inches off the ground. Use your big toe like a pencil and begin tracing the alphabet in the air. 1 letter at a time. A, B, C. This isn't just about muscle. It's about the connection between your brain and your foot. This is called neuromuscular re-education, and it's been proven to restore control, fine-tune balance, and make every step more secure. Do both feet. If 26 letters is too much, start with 5. Trace your grandchild's name, or the word steady. Make it personal. Together, these exercises form a powerful routine, one that strengthens your legs, sharpens your senses, and brings back something many seniors quietly miss: confidence. You can do this during commercial breaks, while your coffee brews, even as part of your bedtime routine. No excuses. No need to get dressed for the gym. So now it's your turn. Which one will you start with today? Type 1 for toe raises, 2 for heel walks, or 3 for alphabet tracing in the comments below. Pick your step, take a breath, and begin. Because 2 minutes isn't just a habit, it's a homecoming to the strength that's still inside you. Part 6. Your 4-week turnaround plan. When you've lived a full life, raising families, caring for others, building careers, it's easy to overlook yourself. But strength isn't something that disappears all at once. It fades slowly over years of giving more to others than to yourself. That's why this simple 2-minute routine isn't just about your legs. It's about reclaiming something more personal, your rhythm, your steadiness, your sense of self. Here's how that journey unfolds over just 4 weeks. Week 1. A new awareness. The first thing you'll notice isn't pain, it's presence. You become more aware of how you move. You begin to feel the difference between a step that's sure and one that hesitates. You start tuning into small signals, how your foot lifts, how it lands, where it stumbles. For the first time in a long time, you're not just going through the motions, you're noticing. Week 2. Quiet strength. In week 2, your legs begin to answer back. The muscles you've been gently waking up begin to respond. The toe lifts don't feel as foreign. Your balance starts to feel less fragile. You might find yourself moving through your home with fewer pauses, fewer side glances at the wall. And that matters, because strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet and steady. Week 3. Confidence. Rebuilt. By now, the fear that followed you into every room, the what if that used to echo with each step, begins to quiet. You stand taller. You feel more anchored. Maybe you take a walk around the block without gripping your cane so tightly. Maybe you put away the walker for a moment and just trust your body. That's not just improvement. That's healing. Week 4. The return of freedom. In week 4, you begin to remember what it feels like to move without thinking, without doubt. You're not just preventing falls anymore. You're reclaiming joy. That small act of walking to your mailbox, watering your flowers, getting up from your chair without planning it like a mission, that's freedom. And the fear, it's not completely gone. But now, it has to compete with something stronger. Your belief in yourself. Part 7. Break fear with community. There's something deeply isolating about fear. It doesn't just make you cautious. It makes you quiet. It tells you you're the only one who feels unsteady. That no one else understands why you've stopped taking the stairs, or why that short walk to the end of the driveway suddenly feels like a mountain. But here's what fear doesn't want you to know. You are not alone. Thousands of people, good people, strong people, are fighting that same quiet battle. And today, we're inviting you to join a new kind of movement. One rooted in connection, not comparison. Welcome to the 2-Minute Freedom Challenge. This isn't a contest. There are no trophies, just a promise. 2 minutes a day, 3 simple exercises, and 1 powerful intention to step back into your life with strength. Let's make it personal. In the comments below, answer this. What's something you miss doing because of your balance? Is it cooking without sitting? Climbing the stairs to your bedroom? Strolling without someone holding your arm? No shame. just honesty. Because when you name the thing you've lost, you give yourself permission to go find it again. And don't stop there. As the weeks go on, come back. Share what's changing, what feels easier, what surprised you. You never know. Your story might become the one someone else clings to on a hard day. That's what community does. It holds us up when our legs feel unsure. And it reminds us that the path back to confidence is always better walked together. Part 8. Bonus tips to stay consistent. The hardest part of any new habit isn't starting. It's sticking with it. But here's the good news. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It just means building your routine into things you already do every day. This is where habit stacking comes in. Tie your 2-minute routine to something that's already a part of your life. Do your toe raises while brushing your teeth. Try heel walks during a commercial break. Trace your alphabet while waiting for your morning coffee to brew. Want to stay on track? Set a simple reminder. Place a sticky note on your bathroom mirror or next to your TV remote. Something small that gently nudges you back into motion. Another powerful trick? Use your phone alarm to set a daily balance break. A 2-minute timer. Same time every day. It keeps the routine simple, short, and hard to forget. And if you really want to stay accountable, bring someone with you. Ask a friend, a sibling, or your grandchild to join the challenge. Even a quick daily check-in can make the difference between a habit that fades and one that changes your life. The routine is simple, but the transformation it offers? That's where the magic lies. So let me ask you, what is your independence worth? 2 minutes a day might be all it takes to keep your freedom, your confidence, and your balance. If this video helped you, even just a little, hit the like button. Share it with someone you care about. It might be the most important message they hear this year. And don't forget to subscribe for more real, practical health advice made just for you. Your next step starts now. And we'll be here with you, every step of the way.